Any questions? Open up your webcam so I can see your face. So basically, just now I already go through with Wing Jun, kind of what we call that summations here. Okay, thank you very much, there, Wing Jun. Okay, for your earlier kind of submissions there, right? Hopefully the rest of you guys will do the same thing, okay? It's a very good presentations there, okay? It's a very good presentations, sample of works, and also the body of work, and also the explanations, okay, on the.
Good evening, Mr. Faisal. My name is Yongwing.
All right. All the previous kind of work also, he actually been included in the presentations there, correctly. For me, this is one of the good example of how actually the student actually have prepared what we call that presentations, okay, based on the chronology of the works that he actually have been experienced there. Okay, those are the things that we want to evaluate there, okay, and also the improvement on the work itself. Okay, even though there's a lot of things that we can learn also from there. Okay, you guys still can learn from there, but the point is right now that you guys have been prepared, okay, for the earlier stage. How actually you're going to come up with your kind of improvements later on when I come to the next semester. All right, those are the things that I actually uh, what we call that seen from the presentation itself. Okay, those are the things there. All right. So, anyone else from your side that you have been submit? Because the whole presentations from Weng Jun basically I really mix them up also with other presentation from other groups there just now with group 2 and also another groups there, right? Okay. So I have to show basically students, okay, how they actually have been develop the presentations there, right? Okay. So hopefully you guys can get more ideas from there, right? More ideas from there, right? Okay. This is basic from Yap Longshuan, right?
W5. This semester is finally coming to end, so let me present my weekly exercise and assignment now. Yes, just post. It told me that lines are also important for drawing a index of for this exercise to define. Then go ahead to my story W1 until 12. I just simply draw the sequence of story development. And at 12. Number 2 is she to her place, 21 years old, performance. So now I want to tell you my story outline. Once saw to find it something shiny on the beach. Then she walked forward as she had feel very lucky. What I want to access is the main point of this spaceship. At the color to paint because it looks more layered and not look like very boring. These are the exercise and assignment of my entry semester. Thank you teacher for the teaching and thank you for the listening.
So that's one of it, okay? But I don't know, maybe she's not having the camera on the laptop, okay, and also she cannot actually collaborate with the screen sessions that I don't know why, okay. But that's not basically a very good kind of not one of the good kind of presentations there, but yeah, can be accepted, okay. So what I can tell that okay from there. But hopefully she prepared well also for those early kind of exercise from there, right?
What we will try, we will draw for the, what is the process we will draw for the character? In first, we will draw the basic structure like the middle one. You can see we use the basic shape like such as like 3D shape like cylinder, like the circle to create the body for a human. This drawing can help us to create the movement, the motion for the character to let us easy to draw what the character need to do some action like kicking, fighting, running like this. So and after that, you can see after we draw the basic structure, the second we will draw is the gesture line. The gesture line is help us to uh, manage the detail of the character, like what when we create the character, what the characteristic, the detail we need to draw for the character. So this like the sketch, a rough sketch for the detail for the characters. So like this, oh, so we can see all the movement of the process we do is uh, difference, data structure, and the scenario. Okay. So we go through the week 9. Week 9 is about we create the environment for the character we create because the assignment one is create the character like this. So I will show you one more time the character I drew. This is character like He-Man, and so after we do the character, we will do the environment, element of the environment and the props. Like in first, we will see this is the first idea I think for the character. He live in the underground in the tunnel, so it looks dark and empty and have no people around. And this is the second idea I think for the character is uh, neon street because I love neon street. So like this, you can see, and this is like a room for the main character, and this is the cityscape like cyber city, like the edge of the future. So this is the third idea I think for the character lah. So you can see like this, the city looks very have very high technology like this. So that's all lah. So after we create the environment for the characters, we go through the assignment two, is the thumbnail. So the thumbnail we create is because the element I think three, but I only use the one of the element is the illustrate, like illustrate a digital street in the illustrate like this. We can see the element of the environment I create. So this is the final cover I do for the thumbnail. So like this so at the thumbnail actually have 13 pictures and have one of them is cover and five of them is the storybox. So after I show you this, I'll show you this is the assignment sheet. The final hour I do for the assignment sheet. So this is the assignment sheet I do, and this is the because I color it and get it more details. So I will talking about the story of the storyboard lah. Okay, the first picture is show the environment. So we can see the environment is empty, feels like no people, because I want to show is the environment is, this place is didn't have any laws and didn't have any rules. So even have someone bullied by the gangster, there will no people will help them. So we can see these people was bullied by them, but this is the main character. I will call him Hitman. Okay, and this Hitman, he walked through the street and he saw someone bullying them, and he want to help them. He want to help the little boy, and he start talking to them and make some noise to get attention from them. So they saw the Hitman and they attention to him, and they want to attack him he, because he makes noise, and he want to attack him because why he disturb him to bully disturb them to bully the little boys, so they want to attack. So in here I use the line of the line of this, so to show the climax of the picture of the story. So in here we can see the main character is posing. Yes, he posts some posing. In Japan we call this is post, like he prepared to attack. So this is the post he prepared to attack and ready for. And after that he breathing, and he deep breathing, and he suddenly attacked in rapid speed. So you can see this like the attack, this like the rope of the attack he do. So can show, and this is like I showed is to show the speed movement for the characters. And here you can see the three guys is being defeated by this hitman, and the little boy was shocked because he didn't know this hitman was strong. Okay, and because first he think the three people to fight him, so he think these people will never won. But he didn't thought he was strong. And after that, the hitman get back the money back to the little boys, because in first they took his money back. You can see from here he took the money back, and so after he get back the money back, and the little boy was happy because he get back, and the hitman was ready to go, and the little boy didn't forget to thanks and very happy his mask and show the smile is like he's happy because he helped someone. So I think this is the story I draw. So the story I draw is like this one. So this is the cover, like the hitman, and the title is hitman. So I draw a shape of the sword to show the identity of the hitman. Hitman is people who get a job without carry mission to shoot someone uh, that the people who get the money and choose like a job thing. Okay, so I think this is all. This is all. So because I didn't have arrange the hour to week 13, 14. So I think that's all, because I only can present 10 minutes. Okay. So thank you everyone. I hope you guys will like my video. Thank you.
All right, guys. Okay, hopefully you guys get the ideas. Okay, how actually you're going to submit and also presented your works more efficiently from there. Okay, so you guys can continue to do those works, and I believe you haven't submitted that right. Okay, for your group also, we have a few mix of the groups over here that actually have submit, right? So I will waiting for you guys to submit the works according to the time that okay, that we have. Okay.
Good morning, sir. My name is Singh. I'm from BNL Group 4. Today I would like to present my progression on week 5 and 7. We learned about the muscles that we should apply on where this is this is the what I did. This is also so story and this is okay. Then suddenly he just realized with my thought. This is D. This is D with makeup, and this is D without makeup. This 10 years old. And for the D makeup, uh, for week 10, I did all the coloring. Why I put this coloring is because for me this story is like a kid storybook. So if I need to attract people, I need to make attract it. So I need to make it more colorful. And they actually like pink, so I put pink and purple. And the title of my story is Where's My Bag. So this is D. She wake up in the morning. I use purple and blue because purple and blue is a good space for sleeping. And she went to the bus look up blue and this is her waiting for uh, taxi, waiting for taxi to get her up to the mall, and she keeps playing her phone. Then to a sushi restaurant, and she put her bag at the table. And when she walked out, she didn't bring her bag because she's too focused on the phone. So suddenly she just realized that, and I come out this. Uh, the reference is from the uh, pop-up style that I found on Google stuff. Then a guy calling her from the back, and BBC. That's all for today. Thank you for.
So for some of the presentation, right, okay, if you take a look, okay, there's a mixed up, okay, with the ideas itself, okay. But as I told you guys before, it's an early stage there, right? There's a lot of room for you guys to improve from there, right? Especially on the fundamental kind of base. all right, fundamental kind of base there. All right. So for me, okay, there's a lot of things that each one of the students has to understand how they can improve from here there, okay, because even though we actually have given you guys also the methods of working, and of course it's not enough time for you guys to improve and takes a lot of time for you guys to develop yourself in the right way. But everything that we've been go through is all up to you guys how or when actually you will need to develop, okay, those kind of skills from time to time, okay, because no matter what basically we actually have been given to you guys, if you don't actually improve yourself in your own terms, it won't be able to change them, okay, because it will be a lot of works that you have to be done, okay, to develop the skill from here.
Hi sir, my name is Kokaitam. I'm from Group 6. Today I want to present my assignment 2 and assignment 3. Before I do the assignment 2 comment, I go to search from Google, get just some reference to practice and story character like that. Get some reference here, then sketch first, go first. It's a house, and I want to create a story character like very misty and very lazy. So I put on his living room number 2 is very dirty one, and that box this one is a bathroom, and the back room I also feel like this is very messy, very dirty one. So I think this one I want to go in my story, so I draw out practice and stuff. I go to get some reference here, then go out. Now I show you off page. First step improve and go. Now I show you the thumbnail. Here is what is the main character. Go out in app this. I first already. And now I show you the elemental. And now I show you the color elementary. Page out page for the elementary. That's all learning, and this one is creating it. And the next is the house. I show you the house of my story. Yeah, this one is my character house. I go on here, and in the top, here, I do some shading of the house here. So this is the house of my.
Okay, what I find from this presentation is the executions. All right, the execution, the process. I can say that actually, right, she's done a quite very good kind of job for the research, but even if it's not enough, but when it comes to the final executions, maybe she has to develop a bit more kind of understanding on working with the tool itself, okay, how to paint, how to improve on the refining on the line, and also how to improve more on the coloring methods there, okay, which I actually have shown you guys before how it works there, okay. But it's an early process of working because there's a lot of things we have to catch it up, okay, in the process of learning this what we call that subject itself there.
Then, what color of the book here? And this is the book come out from the bread. After after that is the tomato splitting, then the boat will come here to find him. Actually, the boat is come and splitting in the back. Yeah, yes. The master is very crazy, very thirsty one, and slow. Then the boat comes here to come to disturb him. So I get some shading on the tomato here. very dirty, blanket, the clothes, and the books, and the local ran to the church to get some help. So, this church, I think they usually will shut some restaurants. After that, they go out with in the color. I also think the church top color, there's a just look like lilies and the message. The bunch being social in the church to get some help to fight with the book.
Okay, for me, guys, okay, if you take a look at the illustration world itself, there, right? So it's beyond what you guys have been thinking a lot, okay, before this, okay. So for me, in illustrations kind of world, there are going to be a lot of freedom for you guys to explore your methods and understanding that on to develop your skills. It's not actually just develops the anime, manga characters or any kind of cute characters only there, okay? By combining all those kind of understanding and also you show basically based from what you can actually execute there, okay? In a more unique way. That's the most important things that you guys need to explore in the illustration world, especially in multimedia kind of phase there, right? Okay, it's beyond what you guys know before just to draw anime cute character or manga kind of styles there, right? Okay, so there's more beyond from that. So in order to develop a creative way to work with this kind of execution of your ideas, you have to do more research. And also I think Behance is one of the best kind of site that actually provide a lot of different ideas there to execute and also to explore a little bit more on your own individual kind of skills there, right? So if you can get enough kind of influence, directions, ideas there, right, okay, from all this kind of reference there, right, okay, it will be more better for your own kind of improvement on developing your skills there, okay? Because you're not going to be restrict yourself to have only a specific kind of styles that you can actually explore more from there. All the techniques and methods basically the same, but the way that you develop your ideas from your sketches will lead into more unique kind of presentations. Because I do agree and I also do kind of what we call that agree that the only problem that most of the people have nowadays because they don't actually develop their ideas really solid there, right? They don't actually spend more time to develop the ideas there, right? How to develop the ideas? Of course, you go back into sketches there, okay? Most people, when they did all these kind of sketches, they did only less kind of developments there. They just jump out into final works there, okay? By right, whatever that you guys been working on right now, okay, like this one, for me, it's the only part of the development ideas. It's only part of sketches. It's not finishing there, okay? But it's an early stage, as I mentioned there. But you have to fill up your methods of working, your understanding by looking through a lot of people's works. All right, a lot there, right? So Behance is one of the best kind of resources other than Google's that you guys can actually look at how people execute their ideas in a more unique way. The tools and the techniques basically is in your hands. With Photoshop, we can do a lot of great things with that, but you have to explore on yourself there. If you click on all these kind of illustrations, it's just like a very simple kind of rough drawing there, but the combination of colors there, the contrast, the element of principle of design that they use, execute this kind of ideas will make the difference between your kind of presentation and this kind of professional kind of presentation there. I don't want you guys just to take a look at my kind of way of presenting the works there. I want you guys to explore a bit more from how other people, other illustrators, other professionals actually have done their works there. That's how basically you guys can open up your mind and also develop more kind of improvements from your own kind of styles later on. The color combinations, line works, the brushes that they use, were basically everything inside Photoshop that you guys can explore. The layout, the compositions, everything was there. Okay, so you just have to learn from what you see there from now on. This is more like a graphic illustrations that use AI, I believe. Right? He's using AI there, see? The tool that he used. So the thing that you guys have been working on before, like Vomitis characters there, right? This challenge there. But how actually you guys execute them, I don't know there, okay, whether it's basically in the right track or not. Okay. So it's all depend on the users there, on how people work on it. Okay, that's it. So if you take a look back again there, okay, how actually I did those Vomitis characters, which I actually have shared with you guys here. All right, you guys can actually go into reflect back again, whether you actually do it the right way, or you have actually done enough exploration from there or not there, okay? So that kind of questions you guys can answer back again to yourself. So this is one of the demonstration that I did without any explanations, but I just show how it works there, playing with the same kind of shapes and also work with a different kind of design there. So it's around 27 kind of minutes kind of works there, right? Okay. So if you take a look, if you go through that again, I really spend my time to explore basically the methods and the techniques that, okay, using the shapes to manipulate them to create the characters from there. I don't know how you guys been working on with this kind of challenge there for your image manipulations, but I believe it's a part of those illustrations kind of methods there, right? That can be related together there, right? So that's why when we want to design something, we have to spend more times with them, with the design itself there. You have to enjoy the process of working, right? In this stage, where you basically in a student kind of what we call that kind of stage here right now there, okay? For me, if you don't explore more, you don't spend more time to develop your creativities from here, the tools that you guys been learning there, use, explore, and also explain there, okay, from us there, okay, not only me, but from us. If you don't actually use them, develop, explore from there, create your own works, nothing will change there. You will find yourself didn't get any kind of changes from what you guys have been, what we call that, experience for the last 14 weeks or 13 weeks of time there, okay? So that's why you have to create your own works there. You have to develop your own kind of learning experience in your own time at the same time directly, Otherwise, okay, no one can make you guys a changes there, right? To ask anyone else to came here, okay, to teach you guys, but if you don't actually have a certain kind of attitude there, who are willing to make the changes, no one will change us there, right? Okay, so remember that. This is one of the demonstrations which I want to share with the student itself already, even though it's not from our exercise there, but it's related. It's basically related there, right? And of course, I did show you guys also, okay, share also there, right? How actually I design basic compositions from the imagination character design using AI directly. Even though we not go through with our lesson for our subject, because I know that you guys been working on for image manipulation. That's why my kind of subjects, I want to focus more into deep on the self-development, on the development skills there, not just using the tools. And it's not going to be easy if you don't actually let yourself to open up your mind to changes there. Right? That's basically the beauty of my subjects there, okay? Because it's not only using the tools, but to know yourself more, to explore a bit more on yourself there, okay? What basically you can actually do to improve yourself from here. And there will be a lot of works, there will be hard works there. I'm not saying it's going to be easy there, okay? If the things that we are going to work is quite easy, everyone going to join multimedia there, right? Everyone going to be in our shoes here right now. If they're going to be easy there, okay, your mom and dad also can join multimedia. Remember that. Okay, even though your grandparent also can join multimedia, if there is easy there, okay, to go. So I'm saying it's not that easy there, okay, but it's really fun to explore if you let yourself to open up your mind from here. It's really fun to explore that, okay. I really enjoy myself there, okay, sharing my sessions with the students there. But hopefully you guys can explore more from here. Okay, those are the things that you should remember there, right? So use the what we call that exploration, the channels that I have created for you guys. Okay, hopefully you guys can actually learn from there and also do your own revisions to work with that. Okay, because the methods were there, the techniques were there. You just have to explore more there. Right? You have to do more from here. All right. So 16 people actually have submit.
Hi, greeting to the lecturer and all my friends. My name is Yongyangi. Today, I would like to present about the assignments of Introduction to Illustration. Firstly, about the assignment 1, there is character design, and I use Panda as my character. So now, let's take a look at character. His name is Leonard, and he has a distinctive appearance. I had designed 20 different poses and emotions of he will happy, sad, angry, excited, and has erasing mood just like me. Then, this is all the research about my character. I find my reference from Google or either Pinterest. Well, about the assignment 2, there is environment and cross design. Students are required to produce and design 10 elements such as trees and buildings which were used in our story. So here is the 10 elements which were used in my story. The first one is the singing competition. Second one is the house that the character live in. Third one is the chair that the examiners take on. Fourth one is the trophy. Fifth one is the television. Six is the microphone. Seven is the veterinary hospital. And then is the tree. And this is the chair that the examiner sitting on. And the last one is the singing stage. assignment. It is to create short illustration based on assignment 1 and assignment 2. We need to develop a story based on my character design and element I have created. So this is my short illustration sketches. And this is my cover. I named my story title as Desire. Now, let me introduce you my story structure. Let's go. So, firstly, the story title is Desire, and then the theme is Desire and effort are much needed on the way. And the setting is the and character has Leonard and Examiners. Then about the story outline. So in the conclusion, it is Leonard's desire and effort make him success. Staying in front of the crowd is not just a dream, and he had made it happen in life. Now, let's take a look about my illustration sketches. So this is my first picture. It is a veterinary hospital. Then the second one, a newborn baby panda. The fourth, 8, 6, 7, 8, 9, and this, and the last one. Now the story takes. Now let me.
Okay, what other thing that I saw from here, okay, that I actually have mentioned to this lady, okay, before this, okay, the synchronizations of the characters there, right? In every single kind of page, we can see the panda basically changes to some to different kind of panda there, okay? It's not actually the same character that we saw. This kind of things has to be improved, all right? For the rest of you guys, okay? When you design your characters, make sure in every single angles, every single different angles, okay, they're going to be the same characters. This is what we have been going through a lot with our practical sessions. But some people still need more kind of learning experience and also improve from there, okay? So those are the things there, right? All right, those are the things there. All right, so those are the things that you guys have to be what we call that aware, okay, when we design the characters itself, right? Okay. So, like you see there, okay, you are what we call that a sponge box. You can see, right, even though SpongeBob changed into different kind of expressions, you know basically this is SpongeBob, right? Because the personalities, the main features of these characters never been changed, even though you change to the size, different sizes there, okay? So remember that, okay? Because when you design a panda, okay, they will look the same, right? But what are the features? What basically the personality, the features that you design that can be recognized there, okay? Not only because of the patterns of black and white only there, okay? The detailing of the eyes itself, okay? The features of the head itself, the body postures, all everything has to be redeveloped them nicely using the basic structures. Otherwise, the whole design basically are going to be loose there, okay? And the worst thing is, it's not enough kind of development there. In the real world, basically, this kind of thing is not acceptable. That's why we take a lot of times there. They will take a lot of time for us to develop one single character in the real world. It's not about a few weeks, basically, then you can improve. That's why we use my kind of way of suggestions, use a very simple kind of design using basic shapes just to design them back, okay? Because you can see basically, okay, when you design some of the complex characters also there, okay, you still have a lot of challenges, difficulty to synchronize your own design there, okay? This kind of skills, this kind of methods takes a very quite long time to improve, to develop it, but it's all up to you guys there. If you take serious on your own kind of improvements, yes, you will actually find this kind of way is working the right. You will know where actually you're going to, you know where basically you're doing those wrong directly, but it takes time directly. I already show you guys also how it works, but if you don't practice from there, if you don't actually develop your own kind of time to develop this kind of skills, if you just take for granted there, okay, they will take a longer time, right? Maybe you never know how to change them, right? If you don't actually focus on your own development skill, right? That's why in design, basically, it takes a lot of time to create this kind of focus that works. So we have to basically, right, develop this kind of skills, not only inside our classrooms, but outside classroom also you have to keep on developing and draw there. Okay, that's the real things happens there. That most people's beginners there, newcomers there, always take for granted there. Okay, they always thought they want to learn about the tools there, but their values, the aesthetical values there, okay, on the work, on how to operate, to execute using the tools that you guys learn. You're not actually focused on that. You just want to know how to operate and using the tools there. And some people say, okay, when they know how to use the tools, they become better than the one or who the lecturer actually showed them. Okay? There's nothing can be proud of if you're just knowing how to use the tools, but the way that you execute your works looks quite amateur there, right? Okay, because the way that I've shown you guys, I'm using a very basic tools there. But the executions, if you take a look back again, based on our individual skills. That's why if you can actually browse, check, okay, all the styles of illustrations that we have here from Behance, is basically is a very good kind of examples how actually you can actually execute your own work there, how to become more creative there. See, designing characters is not only to design that kind of very normal kind of styles of designing those characters that you guys have known there. If you want to know more better to be creative, you have to explore a bit more here. How people execute in different kind of way. Why actually they execute them is another kind of story there. But how they apply and execute them there. What kind of element that they use to combine between line, shapes, textures, form, value, tone, balance, focus point directly, contrast, appealing there. Those kind of things are really important for you guys there. If you take a look at this kind of works directly, they show all the principle and element of design they've been using together in one single illustrations. okay, in one single illustration there. They can explain all these elements and principle of design together there, okay. This design, right, you know basically the animals there, okay, it's a pig there, okay, or a razor back there, okay. But right now, they use a lot of element of design. They use all these element of design there, from line into shapes, textures there, right? You can see the textures line there, okay? The form itself is a pig characters there, right? And also the value of tone, contrast, balance there, even though it's asymmetrical balance from here, right? All these kind of elements we can see from there. Even though they use a very one or two tone of colors there, right? So that's why to develop the learning experience, the learning curve, the understanding, you have to see a lot of people who works there. You don't just saw only what you want to see there, right? Okay? You have to explore by doing all this kind of research. A lot. A lot there, right? That's how you can open up your mind to different kind of experience there. All right? Because when I actually look at these presentations, designing the panda directly, using the method that I showed you guys before, this is the normal thing that we can see from those Googles there, right? I can say that he actually designed these characters based on the reference from other people's kind of works. Okay? But this is the first attempt. I don't mean that, okay, if I can saw people actually design like this for the presentations, I would say that the students have a lot of experience. But when we see this kind of early stage of this design, this is the early stage there. What we can expect from here. But I need to give you guys some Kickstarter how to change. All right? How to change your point of view, your perspective in illustrations there. All right? Using shapes. This is about another design there, right? This is all about the principle and element of design there, right? We're not talking about only to design the picture books there, drawing a characters there, right? Drawing cartoons there. It's not like that. It's beyond what you've learned here. But what I've shown you guys basically is mix them up, okay? Mix them up there, okay? Between traditional, digitals, commercials, and artistical kind of perspective view in design there, right? Okay? So you just have to manage yourself to value back again what you guys have learned. And I would say I give more from what I need to have show, also share, and also develop with you guys. I give more from there. But if you don't value them back, if you don't actually appreciate to develop, the appreciation is not came from your thank you or your kind of kindness, right? It's not that. The appreciation is you apply. You apply from what I showed already, and you apply seriously. Those are my kind of appreciation. All right. You don't have to basically, right, to be nice with me, right, okay, all the times there, because I'm not a perfect kind of what we call that people's also, right? I'm not a perfect kind of people's there, right? Everyone have their own kind of flawless and weakness there, okay? But I try to give the best for the students, for them to revise and review and do some revisions later on there, okay? For your own kind of groups. But of course, it's not enough. For me, even though there's a tons of demonstrations that I give you guys, for me, it's an early stage. You see that, okay, a lot of things basically we actually have been going through, but my kind of opinions is not enough. Why? It all depends on your kind of developments there. Your works to show that whether it's enough or not. But it's early stage there. It's early stage. Don't worry there. As long you guys can open up your mind and also do some changes there in your life. That's all. Okay. So for me, I really enjoy to see all these kind of reference that can move on into different kind of stage there. Hopefully there are in the futures, right? Maybe in digital illustration we can explore a bit more from there. All right, we can explore a bit more from there. Because in illustrations there's a lot of way to explore it. Okay? I'm not looking into one single style there, but when people ask me directly before this, they want to learn those TV characters, manga characters directly, how to draw a real kind of figurine character. Okay? I did show you guys there, right? But the method is right now, the thing is right now, whether you guys have improved your drawing skills there. That's the different things. That's the different kind of levels there. You have to ask yourself again, are you ready enough there, okay? A lot of people want to draw anime manga styles, but the skill that required for you to develop, to draw that kind of drawing is not enough. The time that you spend to improve your skill is not enough there. So you have to find other options that works. Okay? But this is some of the methods that you guys can use by drawing on top of the pictures, and then you improvise using the lasso and so paint that back again. We can actually explore from here. Okay? All right? All right. So illustration is beyond what you guys have been exploring, right? You guys have been doing right now. This is a part of it that you guys can use, right? That's why I say Behance is one of the good kind of also, other than Pinterest, okay, but for me specifically, Behance is more better that for illustrations. That you guys can see different kind of way people execute their works. Right? If you guys love to explore different kind of things, right? You want to explore, right? Because I know some people, most of you guys have a lot of difficulty to draw directly. That's why I give you guys the first examples directly is John Bergerman. Remember that, right? That guy, right? That's one of the way also you guys can execute your works. But either you understand or not how to change, how to develop, right? It's all up to you guys there. Using vector illustrations like this, using the minimum kind of colors, using the color generators to develop that kind of styles, it's all up to you, but you have to spend time there. To develop one single styles, it's not taking 1 day or 2 days there. Sometimes it takes years there, okay, to develop one single styles there. You're talking about 14 weeks there, okay? What we can expect from there. But not nothing is possible there. If you put your mind into it, if you really put your mind into it, nothing is impossible there. See, this is also part of illustrations there, right? You guys can use AI if you want to, if you're smart enough there, to change. Remember what I say also, right? Learn the rules, bend the rules. All right? Learn the rules there, right? Element and principles, the tools, but bend them after, right? How to bend the rules? Do more research. Sometimes you don't have to ask for my permissions that whether can I use this style still or this style still. If you believe what you see in front of you is the right way to execute your illustrations works. And then when you actually have some samples that you guys have been explored, then you can show me directly whether you can proceed or not. The problem is right now, Most of you guys is not ready enough to develop that kind of improvement. You don't actually show your research and reference there and explorations there. Most of you guys doing last minute. That's why you have nothing to show there on the progress. And keep asking me the same kind of questions there. Right? What we have to show, what we have to show, what we have to show there. You guys not actually develop the independent kind of thinking to make your own decisions there. Even though we have given you guys the resources how to execute them. All right? You guys know the tools, but you have to explore a bit more. If you guys can find a lot of entertainment in YouTube's, play games, right? I don't believe that you cannot actually find a right kind of reference for you guys to use. But I did show you guys all this kind of samples or the major kind of resources for it. Okay. For me, illustration is very fun kind of way of exploring things. Using black and white also a lot of interesting there, right? Combination with different kind of shapes, elements, and colors there. It's all about that. If you keep asking yourself, what are the element and principle of design? You take a look at all these kind of illustrations, you see all those element and principle of design together. You just have to know how to define them. Using the contrast, balance, line, right? Why actually they use this kind of very loose kind of line, but still looks solid there, okay? All these kind of things can be practiced there, right? But you have to put your mind into it, that's all. Focus there. Why one of the characters here is not actually wearing any shirts there, okay? To give a little bit more like contrast there. Focal point there, okay? There's a lot of characters over here wearing shirts with a combination with ambiguous kind of what we call that shapes there. Black and white, solid shapes. But one characters right here is naked directly. They show the focal point directly. The direction of eyes will keep into this one directly. And the flow of directions of reading those designs at the same times. Right? All this kind of thing takes time for you guys to learn, but hopefully you don't actually try to give up so soon, because it's quite interesting there. It's very interesting kind of works to explore. Okay? Any questions? Any questions, guys?
No question.
Rachel? No, right.
No
So,
question.
all right, thank you very much, guys. Okay, hopefully, okay, I will give you time, okay, to submit the work there. Focus on that, right? So I'm not saying that you have to change the whole thing for these few minutes there, okay? This last week, whatever that you guys doing, just doing that, but explore them later, okay, for the future reference. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. Don't doing late submissions there, okay? Thank you very much. There.
Thank you